It's all good. I'm pretty good at being concise, so we'll get you going
It's
here.
okay, I want you to talk as much as you need. My wife is still in town. Whenever she comes, we go, so we can talk until she comes.
Perfect.
Then we go. Okay, Sarah, good morning.
Good morning, Sergey.
So, please introduce yourself, tell people why you came, how you came, and your time spent with us.
Yeah, no problem. My name is Sarah, and I came here from guidance from my parents, who actually came here shortly before I arrived, and we're here for 2 months. My dad came to work on his depression after he discovered that plant medicine was the way to go, and my mom came to support him, but ended up finding her own healing. And when they got back, they were sharing their lessons with me, and they said, Sarah, I think this could really help you, because I know you've been struggling for a long time with different issues, but mainly issues around our family. And backstory, our family is a modern family, you could say. There's 5 of us in total, and there's 6 of us in total, and 3 of us are adopted. Me and my sisters were adopted from a country called Kazakhstan. And growing up, I always noticed that there was something missing in our family, like this special bond and connection that I witnessed in other families, and I couldn't help but compare ours. And as I got older, I became a little bit resentful. In my 20s, I was telling my parents all these issues I felt like we had with our family, and they're like, we did the best we can. We took you guys in, we took 3 girls in from dire circumstances and tried to do the best to be a family. And I was like, yeah, of course, I know, I love you guys for that, and I appreciate you, but I just felt like there was always this issue between our family members. And my parents came here for their own healing. My dad's for depression, and they're like, if you want to go deeper into why you feel this way and what's going on with you, maybe you should come and experience some plant medicine with Sergey here in Huachuma Wasi. And I was already starting to do a lot of education through books about what's going on with myself as an adoptee, why I behave the way I behave and why I feel the way I feel. And it felt like it was time to actually just go from the headspace of the knowledge that I've been gaining to try to get into the heart and understand really what I'm feeling. So I said, sure. I said, you know what, that's a good idea. I believe in you guys. I trust you guys that this could be helpful. So I decided to come here. And I came here for 6 ceremonies. And I almost feel like I could have stopped after the first, because the first was so blissful and beautiful. It was the universal message of everything is love and light. And on that first ceremony, the walk home, I was feeling it. I felt the universal love for myself, for everything around me, the beauty of this country. And I also felt this feeling of, I want to share this feeling of love and bliss. And the only person I could think of was my partner, Brent, and how much I wanted him to be here with me and experience this gorgeous, beautiful feeling. And we are so new in our relationship, despite being friends for 3 years and having this established trust. I felt like we could go a lot deeper, not even quicker, but I was like, this is a good opportunity to go deeper into our new relationship as 2 people dating each other. So I was like, oh, okay, this is a lot of fun, and I want him to be here. So first ceremony was all about bliss. I really connected with the group. I had so much laughter in me and just joy. And I asked Brent to fly out, and he did. And I did one more ceremony before he came, and in that ceremony, I had some issues because I couldn't keep the medicine down. Actually, the very second ceremony, I ended up purging the medicine almost immediately after getting into my spot, so straight in the morning. So that means I sat all day with no medicine, but it was still productive in a sense. It was healing, so I was kind of just sitting in the misery and acceptance of misery and suck, because life brings that sometimes, and you have to learn how to deal with it. And interestingly, you came by and you're like, so how you doing? I was like, oh, I'm doing fine, but I'm just not on the medicine. I accidentally threw up. And you're like, what? And I was like, I've just been sitting here all day in the mountains enjoying this hailstorm and just trying to get through it. And you're like, okay, well, that sucks. You should have told me sooner. But it's okay, because you gave me some wisdom after that. You said, I have a suspicion that you're resisting the healing work. Yes, you might have enjoyed the blissful experience of the first ceremony, but if you want to really get into yourself, you need to keep that medicine in and actually work with it. And I took that advice seriously. I took that really seriously. He said my mom had an issue with keeping the medicine down. And
Until all the way until last ceremony.
exactly. I thought that was fascinating to hear because I'm like, maybe that's a behavioral pattern. Maybe my family, my mother, we don't like to go into the hard stuff. We kind of just...
But nobody does that.
No, exactly. And our family does have a difficult time with conflict resolution and like really sitting with the hard issues and trying to resolve them. So I felt like, oh, maybe that's a learned behavior, unfortunately. And I was like, that needs to change. I need to hold down the medicine. I can't resist it.
Go deeper. Go
Yeah.
deeper and see what's there.
Exactly. So I took your advice wholeheartedly in the next ceremony, and I chanted to myself, "Сегодня я не буду бороться с medicine," which means today I will not resist the medicine. And I chanted this, and I was trying to keep it down, and my stomach was so nauseous that whole morning. And I did. I kept it down. And the medicine worked. It's magic. And I started getting into this thought spiral about my family and how much I appreciate them doing this for me, bringing me here in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Them just guiding me towards this medicine because I'm here to do the work. And I had this compassion for my parents, this beautiful like gratitude for them all of a sudden. I'm like, they did their best. You know, all they want for us is to be happy kids
Yeah.
and happy adults in this world. And everything that they did was for the best and the betterment of
Absolutely.
us. And I just felt that all of a sudden. I was like, what was I doing? Like kind of not complaining, but just like airing out my own dirty laundry to them when I should only just be grateful for everything they've been able to give me. So that was just a really beautiful day for love of my parents, of my family, my siblings, despite our, you know, sticky, crusty little situations and dynamics sometimes. We all just are doing our best to be a family. And I have a lot of love for them for that, for my parents for that. And I appreciate them bringing me here. And I called them and I told them everything that same night. And I said, I love you guys. And yeah, it was a really touching moment. I feel like we really connected in that conversation. And they felt the appreciation, which is nice. Yeah. So that was a big breakthrough. That was the first like major breakthrough of this trip here, and that was halfway into my 6 ceremonies. And the last 3 only got deeper. It was really good. The only one that I'll really like touch on is my relationship with the relinquishment that I experienced by my birth mother and father at birth. I know that it affected me in a lot of different psychological ways, like very early before like pre-verbal stuff. Pre-verbal, it affected me, and I've been learning about it through books, but when I was sitting in the medicine, it went from just like this cognitive understanding of like, my mother couldn't, my mother didn't keep me, and for that reason, I didn't experience the right bonding with a loved mother. But I'm sitting there going, I'm 27 years old, and I can't imagine bringing a child into this world, and she was younger than me and in more dire circumstances than me. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh my gosh, I have such a deep understanding for what she did and why she did it. I couldn't even imagine bringing a child in. How could I expect somebody else who was worse off to bring one in for me? And I just felt a lot of like gratitude for the strength she had to have to make that decision, to let go of me, in order to give me a better chance in life. And it really just made me cry. It made me cry a lot for her, and it made me feel very grateful for her and my birth father, because they both had to make that decision together. And all of a sudden, I just kind of like forgave them, like, and let them go, and I said, thank you for what you did. Just thank you for being strong, for doing that. And it was, it was like one of the most moving ceremonies. It probably was the ceremony that like I could have just ended on and just been like happy with the work I did here, because that was always my biggest issue, was like this feeling like I was let go and that it hurt me, rather than I was let go and it was for the betterment of me. So it was a really big shift. It was a really beautiful shift, that ceremony.
Yeah, forgiving is healing.
Yeah.
Like a real forgiveness.
Yeah.
Through heart. And you just really feel it and just let go.
Yeah.
That's how you move on, really.
Yeah, and I felt like I was like ready to leave too. I felt like I only have one more ceremony left, but I don't really feel like I need to even do it, because that felt like the largest rock in my yeah,
block
in
being
my
removed
channel, you know, that just kind of just moved and
from the
everything just
river,
opened
so
up.
river can flow.
Exactly, exactly. Felt like it was, that's what I came here to do. That's what I needed to get out of my system, is this feeling of sadness. And it was great, and I didn't even want to do the last ceremony, which was my sixth one. But you're like, just do it, end on a high note. I was like, yeah, you're right. I started on a high note. I felt all this bliss and love. Maybe I should just do one more to kind of cleanse everything I worked on and just go home feeling lighter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's the point.
that ceremony was awesome. It was really nice. I put myself in that headspace of like, now just enjoy this beautiful land that you get to sit
Enjoy
in.
in gratitude.
Exactly. There's this gorgeous river here, and these mountains are beautiful, so just sit here and enjoy it. And I was bouncing around in the river rocks like a little kid again. And I was like, oh my god, I want to go find Brent. So like, this is our last ceremony together. I want to go like experience this joy with him. And I went to go find him, and he was just coming out of a deep meditation, and there I was, just like
Opening. It
yeah,
was deep
ready to
opening for
share,
him.
this little like food with him. I was like, come with me, let's go play in the river. So we did. We like
But
jumped in
that
the
was
river.
before the heart opening for him.
Yeah,
It was before.
I think it actually happened right after he had his big heart opening.
After this, we already left.
No. Okay.
It was, remember, Alex brought you from the bridge
Okay, that was
to
after.
be received. That
Before.
was already like
You're right.
like
You're right.
last
Yeah.
explosion of love and connection.
True.
We
But
did it before.
yeah, we just had a great afternoon. Just really coming here to connect was my goal in bringing him, and I felt like in that ceremony we really went somewhere so much deeper and further, and had really beautiful conversations in that ceremony. And after and in between every ceremony, we really got deep into our stuff, and I felt like I could actually open up to him, and that's the kind of stuff I need in a relationship, is someone I can
Yes,
trust.
of course.
And I got to experience that here with Brent, my boyfriend, and we just had a beautiful last ceremony. It was wonderful.
How much can be done in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
It's like, I really wasn't sure that it can be. Get ready, Amo. I really wasn't sure that like, that I can do all this for you in short time. 2 weeks is short time to go to deep stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But it sounds like we did some good work.
Yeah. And I guess one thing I'll add, the last thing I'll add, is that whatever work I did on on your medicine, which I appreciate so much, I almost received even tenfold more lessons and blessings from the group that I got to be with on this trip. It's something about the sharing of things and the exchanging of energies, and I felt so much love here and warmth, feminine love from people like Angelica. I really kind of like sat in like this feeling of, oh, this is kind of what I want to exude in life, this like caring nature. And I got to be a child here with your kids, and I like really got to actually work on a lot more than I wanted
Yeah,
to.
Alexa loves you.
I know,
I
she's
told
so
her you're
great.
leaving today. She was crying last night.
No,
I said, okay,
baby.
but they're leaving like about, what, 5? Something
Yeah,
like that?
we'll see.
So there is time after school to play a little bit before she go to dance, you know?
Good.
So
Yeah.
say goodbye. She's, I think,
Yeah, she is just a bundle of light, and it's just such a beautiful. And I had such good time playing, like being a kid again. It was like almost healing my own inner child, just being with your family. I was almost like nourished with motherly love by some of the women here, and just tapping into that feeling. And now I know what it feels like and how I want to exude it in the world. So lessons upon lessons upon lessons, beautiful lessons
Beautiful.
here from the work and from the group of people I got to experience this with.
you did very well. It's, I was giving you like good doses, you know? Yeah, like good.
Yeah.
It was good, strong medicine, good dose, so you can really sit and work. Because I thought like, you know, I didn't want to fail your parents, you know, because they trusted me so much because based on their own healing. And then we talked about you a lot in the ceremonies, and they really wanted you to come. And I said, sure, if you know, I'll work with her, but I need some time here, you know. And then when you said, oh, I only come for 2 weeks, I was like,
Oh, really?
yeah, because we thought like at least a month, you know, to go deep. And
Oh, no.
I said, a month, okay, that's good. We can talk a lot, you know, we can do things. And they said 2 weeks, like, and we have a big group, so it's harder to get personal when we're like 15 people in the house, you know,
Yeah.
and new people to the medicine. And, you know, it's like I can't just sit with you and talk for an hour. I just can't, like, physically do it. So I was like, and I also saw that you were not very like you were kind of more like introspective and kind of keep it thing for yourself, so you didn't want to impose the conversation. I thought, okay, if you open and you come, sure, I'm available, but I didn't want to impose anything. So I was kind of waiting for the right moment to chat a little bit
And
here
you
and
always
there,
did
you
come at the
know.
right moment with the right words. You have a way of knowing what's right, what's needed for every individual. So I thought you were wonderful as a guide and
Thank
as a mentor. So thank you for our conversations.
you. Okay, thank you. I really feel like I feel good now. It's like
Yeah.
good, like the work was good. You know, we
Yeah.
did what we had to do.
Yeah.
You know, so that's incredible. Really, I'm really happy about this, and the work continues. You know, you go home with all this, you bring it to your relationship, to your family, and you kind of build on top of this. This is like the new baseline consciousness, which means like that's who you are now.
Yeah.
That's how you see the world. That's that's the place from which you build new life. You know, so
Yeah, a lot of beautiful journal thoughts for how I want to take this into my future and what that
Exactly.
looks like. Like
and do it.
Yeah, like
Actually, do it. Implement that.
I know.
The implementation, that's the, that I would say like the active side of the teaching. The passive, it will be like here, just the download, the understanding, the realization, but the actual implementation of this, that's more like active phase of medicine work, which is back home. You actually need to do what you saw, what the medicine told you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm following the teaching. That's how you kind of actively, you know, continue the healing back home or wherever you go from here. You know.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
do
so the real work
what you
begins,
understood.
you know?
The work begins there.
Yeah,
No,
real
the work here too, but it's more like understanding. Here
It's
like
the
you
ideas and the
understand.
gestation of the
You
ideas.
you open the
happen here,
vision,
and now it's the
and
execution.
now you take it into the real world and follow and actually make those steps that you had to do,
Yeah.
that you saw in the medicine that needs to be done. The changes you saw has to be made. Like everything you're journaling, it has to become your life. It has to become your routine, your daily life.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
is your
routine.
teaching. That is your guidance. Just take it home and do it. That's really the secret.
Trust me, I'm
That's how you
very
integrate
excited.
it.
Last ceremony, I was like, I just want to go home. I'm like so ready to
I want
take
to go
this
and just do it.
just do it. I'm so like
Just do it.
charged and re-energized and motivated again by life, and I just feel like I have all this new inspiration
Yeah.
from coming here. So I'm very excited and ready to go home.
That's very beautiful. That's very
Yes.
beautiful. That's really so.
Yeah.
It's like a music to my ear.
Yeah, and I really
Wonderful.
appreciate your home so much and creating this space. So thank you again to you and your family for this beautiful place.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying through, staying strong, taking the medicine, sitting with yourself, believing, you know, the path, trusting the medicine, even though when there was resistance, we talked, you took it well, you went through it, and the results are very good. That's wonderful. Anything you would like to share with people, like before we wrap it up? Like with, I don't know, with whoever. Maybe with some girls, young girls who travel
Oh my
alone.
gosh, yes,
you
I love everybody that was here. Especially love the beautiful women that came through here and helped me nurture myself and each other. And I love all the masculine men here who kind of held us strong and just helped also open us up too with their vulnerability. It was just such a beautiful space and great people here. So big thanks to all the Huachuma Wasi family that I got to meet here and your family as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you
Okay,
guys.
well, thank you very much, Sarah. Nice meeting you. And good, it's a good way to end, you know, with happy, inspired, you know, kind of looking, forward-looking feelings.
Inspiration, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Thank you,
Okay.
Sergey.
okay.
Go be with your family.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, enjoy your day,
Friends?
guys.
Good.